Hello and welcome to TelecomTV. We're reporting from the ETSI NFV number 13 in Dublin in Ireland. We're actually in the Custa Banashti, which my voice coach tells me is the way to pronounce it, in Irish, which means the executive boardroom at the GAA, the Gaelic Athletics Association, a very significant venue indeed in Irish history. And I'm talking with Timo Perala, who is the head of software and internet standardization, Nokia Bell Labs Standardization. Two standardizations in one title, Timo.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. Thanks for talking to us. Let me put it like this. We've been doing the NFV meeting, ETSI NFV meeting, since number 4. This is 13. And after the excitement of the announcements in NFV and the way the momentum built behind it, the proofs of concept, the field trials and so on, actual commercial rollout of virtualized services has been rather slower than expected and somewhat partial. Has it been taking longer than you thought it might do? And if so, why? For example, is it because service providers have been rather more cautious than vendors thought they would be?
I think that's a very good question, an interesting one. I think it has mostly to do with what the expectations of the people or the audience is. We are talking about a highly complex thing, and telecom networks being on 24/7. I think the service providers need to be cautious when they deploy totally new technologies, and therefore I think I'm not surprised with the pace. Some people are, but I think that goes with any technology. I just remember the rollouts of the GPRS at the time. I think it was exactly the same, or VAP for that matter. So it's kind of the name of the game. People are more anxious than what reality actually would sort of provide.
What we have seen is manufacturers collaborating and partnering in the build-out of big open vendor ecosystems. Timo, what do these ecosystems look like as far as you're concerned? How important are they, and what has been the response from the service providers?
Well, I think it is a different ecosystem from what the traditional one was in telco business, and so we do have all the whole idea of having the NFV built on the off-the-shelf commodity hardwares. So that of course brings totally new players, not necessarily totally new players, but a totally new role into the ecosystem. And when you have a new technology, you tend to have also new technology players coming into the picture. So I think that proves the point that yes, there is a new ecosystem building, and I think ETSI NFV is actually quite nice example of how that can come together. Here we have almost 300 companies, out of which 2/3 are not even ETSI members, but they still want to join every time we have the meeting. And so they come from the different parts of the industry than what in ETSI usually attracts companies. Plus we have had some new ETSI members as well because of ETSI NFV. So yeah, I think that's another proof point that yes, there is a new ecosystem, and I think it's doing quite well.
Thank you. There's a lot of talk in the industry about the